Senate Bill 1488, firearms removal from persons posing a substantial risk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 1488 is a bill that you all have seen. It's commonly referred to as red flag laws. And just a couple concerns that I want to point out since we passed this legislation in 2020. First of all, we have TDOs. If we have someone that has serious mental crisis, then they need to be taken into custody. We already had a law prior to red flag laws.
Mr. Chair, Senator Chase, you understand that if somebody's TDO, they lose their rights to possess a firearm until they prove to a court that they are restored.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Senator Deeds.
The red flag bill only removes a person's gun potentially for 30 days.
Mr. Chairman and Senator Deeds, actually, without any due process, any Virginian can completely lose before even going before a judge or a magistrate for 14 days. That is un-American to go in and seize someone's weapons.
Have you ever tried to use the red flag law on anyone? Have you ever invoked the red flag bill called on one of your former employees?
No.
You have not?
No.
All right. Okay. Is there any further questions?
Creed, if you're going to ask her about that, something's been distributed. I don't know whether she's seen it, and she, in fairness, ought to.
Yeah, have you seen the piece of, Senator Chase, there's a person has distributed document.
No, this is incorrect. This is from a disgruntled employee that's sitting here in the audience. I have never invoked red flag laws on any employee, and I go on the record for that.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Now, does anybody want to speak in favor of the bill? Very briefly.
If anyone on Zoom would like to speak in favor of the bill,
can I finish presenting my bill, please?
Go ahead.
Honestly,
Senator Deeds, if you don't mind, please, maybe I could just tell you, I'll just keep it brief. One of the concerns that I have about this bill is that even if that person has not been convicted of a crime or charged with a crime or even accused of a crime, this can be used for nefarious reasons, Mr. Chairman, and that's what I'm really concerned about. Virginia judges have issued at least 327 emergency substantial risk protective orders, which allow police to temporarily confiscate firearms to address an immediate risk. The problem that we have is that we have too much authority given to a handful of people to indiscriminately take away a person's Second Amendment rights. And I'm talking about the 14 days where they haven't even gone before a judge, and their firearms are completely being seized. No due process. It's like the Gestapo coming in your home. You have no idea that they're coming to take your guns. You have no idea why. And that is un-American. We already had temporary detention orders issued by a magistrate that requires an individual to be held in a facility for a period of 1 to 5 days if they are in that much danger to their society. Red flag law confiscation orders turn our legal system on its head. For centuries, the standard has been innocent until proven guilty. Red flag laws reverse the standard into guilty until proven innocent because they throw real due process out the window, revoking someone's Second Amendment rights without a jury trial or right to counsel. Not surprisingly, at least a third of red flag laws are initiated against innocent people, and the guns which are erroneously confiscated can take up to 9 months to be returned. These laws have even been used to disarm women, such as the case in California where a cheating husband and the state's red flag law to disarm his wife, who was a concealed carrier.
Okay. Can you wrap it up?
I can wrap it up. The thing that concerns me the most is that for 14 days, a person can be accused, can have the government should not be seizing weapons from people who haven't been convicted of a crime. Nothing more than a way to justify seizing people's firearms under the color of law. And this law is a poor excuse to take people's guns and is not designated in any way to address real, concrete mental health issues. And I would also argue is a violation of the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act of 1990, which is a federal civil rights law that provides powerful legal protections for individuals. I'd also like to go back and cite a recent court case. Even in New York, this New York State Supreme Court agrees that red flag laws are unconstitutional. Even the New York State Supreme Court agrees red flags are unconstitutional. They allow the government to take away our guns without any due process for up to 14 days and potentially longer, placing the burden on the unsuspecting individual who has not committed a crime. And with that reason, I ask, Mr. Chairman, that we support this bill.
Mr. Chairman, let me say that we have a lot of bills today, and we don't have so much time, so we need to move it along quickly.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Senator Searle.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the committee knows we've already passed legislation this session modifying, expanding, or, well, clarifying, not expanding, but clarifying what the red flag was on third read today. We've already taken testimony on red flag. I don't see why we need to take testimony on something that we've already endorsed and passed this session. I would move to PBI the bill.
Is there it's been moved and seconded to pass the bill by indefinitely? Is anybody supports the bill, raise your hand if you're here. Anybody oppose the bill, raise your hand. Okay. The bill has been, motion been made to pass the bill by indefinitely. All in favor of the bill, vote aye. All opposed, no. PBI, I'm sorry, PBI bill. But yes, if you want to pass the bill by indefinitely.
Those five.
Okay, thank you, Senator Chase. The bill is passed, bill indefinitely.